Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Laurie Brooks. I use she, her pronouns, and I would like to welcome you to Bucksmont Unitarian Universalist Fellowship's multi-platform worship, where moved by love, we share lifelong journeys of growth, wonder, and healing, nurturing wholeness in society and spirit, creating a community of justice and compassion. I'd like to give a welcome to everyone joining us online and in person today, members, friends, and those who may be newcomers to our community this morning. As we begin our service, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. If you are new to Bucksmont and visiting us in person today, please stop by our visitor center in the front hallway near where you came in. There you can also make a name tag for yourself and find more information about Unitarian Universalism, Bucksmont Fellowship, and upcoming events. If you'd like a hymnal or a printed order of service, those are available near the entrance to our sanctuary. If you are visiting us online or prefer digital methods, please email our office administrator, Beverly, to sign up for our email newsletter and to get connected to our community. You may also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at BUXMONTUU. Each week in our service, we offer time for people to share a joy or sorrow from their lives by texting a phone number. That number is shared on the screen for everyone now and will be again later in the service. If you would like to see the order of service, details about upcoming services, and other ways to gather with our community, you can find that on the homepage of our website, BUXMONTUU.org. Whether you are a guest, friend, or member, we are glad you are part of our worship service today. There is a lot happening at Bucksmont, and we'd like to highlight these announcements in particular. Thanks to the generosity of Bucksmont congregation, $1,062.02 was donated to our December split plate recipient, Rolling Harvest Food Rescue. This Tuesday at 7 p.m., our new Enneagram class starts. There are sign-up forms in the social hall, and details are in the most recent e-voice or talk to Kathleen Herman to find out more. Reverend Kevin will begin a conversation about the Wheel of Time as sacred text beginning February 14th at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Open to members and anyone curious, so bring your friends. See this Friday's e-voice or talk to Reverend Kevin to find out more. The Stewardship Committee is busy planning a fun and exciting kickoff for this year's pledge drive. Mark your calendars for next Sunday, February 11th, directly after the service, for an amazing chowder cook-off to start our 2024 pledge campaign. Bring your favorite chowder, any type of chowder, and participate in this friendly contest. There will be prizes for the winners. Come and enjoy this event. And now we have a special announcement from several members of our fellowship.
Hi, I'm Donna Spangler. The most important part of my life is family, and Bucksmont UU is my fellowship family. I participate in committees, activities, and events that I enjoy and that support our community. I also support Bucksmont financially, and while I'm not in a position to be a large donor, I give what I can, and I have done so for 30 years. I donate in gratitude to those who came before me and to ensure that Bucksmont will be here for folks who will come after me.
I'm Brian Rothkopf. I've been at Bucksmont now for 12 years. I came looking for a spiritual home and a religious home, and I found it here. I like the fact that it's diverse as far as a religious sense, also a sense of commonality, and a sense with people who have common interests, but also people you can agree to disagree with. I also have a lot of involvement in numerous committees, and I always enjoy being here, and I hope to be here as long as I can.
My name is Yvonne Obzeda, and I've been a member of Bucksmont for about 3 years. I come to Bucksmont because I wanted a place where I could learn and be inspired. I wanted to find people of like mind that would help me in my search for my own truth, my own path of faith. I wanted companions on that journey. and I've met wonderful people here that have helped me on my own path. Also, we have some pretty great parties. So, thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Palazzi. I've been coming to Bucksmont for about a year. Bucksmont is important to me because it is a place where I feel truly welcome, accepted, and free. I'm not told what to believe or what not to believe. I can truly be myself without fear of judgment for what I think. It's important to support Bucksmont because there aren't that many places like this where people of all different backgrounds and faiths can come together to learn from each other and to grow.
Hello, my name is Agnes Kane and I use they, them, and she, her pronouns. I'm a proud member of the next generation of Bucksmont UU. I am a member of the Coming of Age Teen Group, which is a special group for teens to learn about their spiritual beliefs and what they can do and help out with at Bucksmont, which is really amazing. It's just a great group for me to know and expand my knowledge. I'm also a teacher with the Chalice Children program, where I help the even younger generation who will eventually be sitting in the sanctuary and listening to the minister's sermons. Bucksmont is really special to me because it is a really great community where I can feel loved and embraced and be myself. Thank you.
As we gather in our sanctuary, in our homes, or watch from mobile screens almost anywhere, we are all together. Those watching now on Sunday and those who may be watching months from now, we are joined together for worship across both space and time. This is a free, creedless religious congregation in the discipline of truth and the spirit of universal kinship. We join together in a cooperative quest for religious and ethical values, seeking to apply these values to the development of character, enrichment of the spirit, and service to all. You are welcome here, whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever the color of your skin or your country of origin, no matter your gender expression or gender identity, whatever your age, however you define family, wherever you are at this time, and whatever the source of your faith, you are welcome here.
This morning, as we do each time we gather, we kindle our Unitarian Universalist chalice. We do so today with words I wrote. Looks different when you were looking at it in the script. Imbolc is the day between winter solstice and the spring solstice. The spring equinox. It marks the steady increase of the sun's rays, stirring things underground which will burst forth in new growth. As the chalice is lit, ask yourself, what will the light stir in you? Please light your chalice at home. Our common chalice is now lit.
Good morning, I'm Dina Condren. I'll be your song leader for today. Sorry, I'm adjusting myself for a second. I use she, her pronouns. As Bucksmont's historian, I just wanted to take a quick minute and share a little something about this song and its connection to Bucksmont past. Who remembers a banner that used to be in the social hall that said, "May nothing evil cross this door"? That was an important part of the fellowship and the kinds of things that we wanted to share and put out to the world. So I just wanted to share that moment with you. Now, if you would please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 1 in the gray hymnal, or words on the screen, "May nothing evil cross this door." This door, and may ill fortune never pry about these windows. May the roar and rain go by. By faith made strong, the rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This heart through all the world grow chill will keep you warm. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold
Time for all ages, everyone.
Hello, kids of all ages. I'm Martha, and I asked your teacher, Miss Melissa Sparinger, if I could tell the kids a story, because I had an interesting story I thought to tell. And she said yes, and Reverend Kevin said yes, so I get to tell you a story. Instead of a wonder box, I have a bag that has something in it to do with winter. What do you think it could be? Any guesses? Yes. Snow. Well, that has to do with winter. Any other? Well, let me give you a hint. What do you think that is? Yes. Bells. Yes. I have real jingle bells. And that's what I wanted to tell you about. These bells belong to my grandfather, Dr. Clarence Ross, who was born in 1869. He practiced medicine for 52 years in Columbus, Ohio. And these bells were worn by his horse, Daisy. And grandfather would visit patients in the evening, and he would get into his carriage, and he would say, "Home, Daisy," and he would fall asleep, and he would wake up with Daisy shaking the bells. And he said to me, a car would never do that. Wouldn't he be surprised if he were here today? So I wanted to learn more about the bells. So when we had the Antiques Roadshow in Philadelphia, I took the bells there. And I found out they were made in Germany in the late 1800s. They're brass and bronze, and they are tuned to the key of C. So in our family, I would play jingle bells in the key of C, and one of the younger people would wear the bells and pretend to be Daisy. So we're going to sing Jingle Bells. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Now you will go follow your teacher to your classes. Thank you for letting me tell you a
Away, may you be filled with gladness. Go enjoy, go enjoy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love, go in love. As you go on your way, may you be filled with gladness. Go enjoy, go enjoy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love, go in love.
The offering in liberal religion is a vital part of our history of faith. As a covenanted community, people who freely choose to be here, our voluntary giving is symbolic of that freedom of choice. Each week at Bucksmont, we share our offering with a different cause or organization in the community. For the month of February, we are sharing with Bucksmont Meals on Wheels, a volunteer-run organization which delivers hot and cold meals to residents throughout Hatboro, Horsham, Warminster, and Upper Moreland communities who are otherwise unable to provide for themselves. At this time, I'd like to invite Janine McHugh, coordinator of the Bucksmont Meals on Wheels, to share more about this important organization.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Janine. Thank you for having us here. We are so excited, and what you guys do for your community is amazing. We are an individual nonprofit, which means that we don't get any county, state, or federal funding. We are run completely on donations, which, as you know, can be a little challenging. But we are, and we keep going since 1977. How impressive is that? In today's world, for an organization to last that long, that is really impressive. And we have, we have everyone in the community to thank, because that's who keeps us going. We're able to serve those in our community, so all of the money that goes into our organization stays here and helps the people here. We don't have a standard Meals on Wheels client. I get that question a lot. What's your typical Meals on Wheels client? There is none. Their needs vary greatly. We have some people who are home from rehab or a hospital procedure who just need help for a little bit getting back on their feet. We have some people who have a spouse that passed away and they just can't go forward and function and feed themselves or make meal. The idea of making dinner just is so overwhelming. So we get them over the hump. We have some people that just have a lot of physical or mental health issues that they need really long-term help in preparing meals. We all know that when you're exhausted, how hard it is to go home and make dinner. Yeah? Anybody? Yeah. Am I the only one? Really? Come on. Imagine when you have such all of the weight of physical or mental challenges that are just weighing you down, how much harder that is. So that's where we come in. We deliver every single day, Monday through Friday. Our clients can choose between 1 or 2 meals per day, depending upon their needs. We offer a hot and a cold meal. We have about half of our clients who get both, so they're getting lunch and dinner every single day. We don't deliver on the weekends, mainly because we don't have the staff to fund the weekends, but we do still give people their food for the weekend to get them through. So we're able to help an immense amount of people with an immense amount of needs. That's the gift that I get as a well, let's see. I was a volunteer driver for 17 years, and I'm the coordinator for 10 years. So that's 27 or so years that I've been involved with this organization, which obviously that's a very powerful thing for me. It's a gift. That's the gift that I get. As a client, the gift they get is not only the meals and someone helping them, but we're there every day with a smile. Hey, how's the weather? We can talk about all sorts of just anything to brighten your day. And in a lot of cases, we're the only person that they see that day. So imagine, especially during COVID, we were still delivering during COVID every single day, which really most of the other programs weren't able to do that. But because our volunteers are so dedicated, they were there every single day. It's a pretty powerful thing to be able to do that. I'm very lucky because I get to do it. I am very happy to be here and to thank you for your offerings to help us to continue to serve the people in our communities who really need your help. I also would like to invite you to maybe perhaps join us and volunteer if you'd like. Certainly any financial contribution that you can give to us is just amazing. From teensy to big, it all goes to really good use, and we thank you for that. If you'd like to join and help us deliver, help us in the kitchen, certainly contact us. We also, if you know somebody or you need help with your meals, please contact us and let us help. Thank you so much for having me here, everybody. We really appreciate it.
We ask that you participate in our morning offering in one of these ways. You can write out a check to Bucksmont and mail it into the fellowship. You may donate online now or at the end of the worship service, or you may place your donation in one of the baskets as they are passed. We will now receive the morning offering. Our community continues to grow and thrive due to generous donations of both time and money. For the many ways that you contribute and how it sustains this fellowship, we are truly grateful. This morning's reading is Arbor Day by Gary Kowalski. There is a folk tale about a young girl who spied an old man carefully planting trees in an orchard, apple, pear, and cherry. He was stooped with age, and she looked at him with puzzlement. "Why are you planting those?" she asked finally. "You may not live long enough to enjoy the fruit when the trees begin to bear." "That's true." But we're going on. There's a message. "That's true," the old man replied calmly. "But when I was born, there were trees here for me to enjoy that I did not plant. Now it is my turn to do something for future generations." There are many ways to make a lasting contribution to the world. Planting a tree is only one. Some work for peace, others volunteer to tutor children after school or work at the local animal shelter. The important thing is to give your energies to something bigger than your own ego, something that can outlast your own lifetime. Each of us can truly say, "I have harvested where I did not sow." And so we should give something back to the world, not should in any moralistic sense, but in the same manner that acorns should produce oak trees and apple seeds should make pippins. Gratitude is a natural outgrowth of living. Service is a response to the abundance with which we have been blessed. Henry David Thoreau wrote, "I do not believe that a plant will spring up where no seed has been. I have great faith in a seed. Convince me that you have a seed there, and I am prepared to expect wonders."
This past Friday, tens of thousands of people gathered to find out something important, whether or not we would have 6 more weeks of winter. At 7:20 a.m. in Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney Phil didn't see his shadow, which means he has predicted an early spring. Phil has been doing this annually since 1877, almost as long as certain jingle bells have been making music. A long tenure for a groundhog, and the mythology of Phil is it is the same groundhog that has been doing it this entire time. And one recognized by our governor this year by being named our state meteorologist, for better or worse. In addition to Phil, who is the most popular by attendance, there are several other groundhogs in the weather prediction game around the United States and into Canada. So where did this curious ritual of asking a groundhog to predict the changing of the seasons come from? We need to unwind many layers of tradition to find the origins of what has become a fun, secular holiday. The Pennsylvania Dutch brought us the practice of asking small mammals about the weather with them to the United States. In Europe, the weather predictor was not a groundhog, though. Instead, it was a badger. And not tied to one specific badger, but rather the idea that any badger could help us know what would come next. The folklore had to do with the weather on February 2nd, and whether it was sunny or overcast. If the day was sunny, it was said the badger would see its shadow, and there would be a long winter. If the day was cloudy, it was said the badger would not see its shadow, and spring would be sooner. Why is February 2nd the magic day that we check with Phil, and prior to him, badgers writ large? Because that is the date of Candlemas, which occurs 40 days after Christmas, and it commemorates the presentation of Jesus at the temple Part of this Christian holiday includes bringing candles to the church to be blessed for the use the rest of the year. It is also the time at which some parts of the world take down their Christmas decorations, if they haven't already, on, say, Twelfth Night. Oddly, this holiday is more of an outlier than the others we're going to explore. Like many Christian holidays, the date in early February, typically on the 1st, was already an important marker of time for people before the Catholic Church and the Christian Church began. In the case of Candlemas, one of the primary holidays that predates it is called Imbolc, or St. Bridget's Day, in Ireland and beyond. Imbolc, which translates from Gaelic as ewe's milk, and falls about halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So why do we have a holiday in February named after sheep's milk? Sheep were among the first animals humans domesticated around 10,000 BC, and this practice made its way to the British Isles somewhere around 5,000 BC. So our ancestors' survival has been tied to that of sheep for a very, very long time. Because of this relationship between sheep and humans, we had to set our calendars partially by when we took care of them. And a major part of this annual clock was when new sheep would be born. Sheep tend to breed in autumn and into the beginning of the colder months as the days are getting shorter. They are what are known as short day breeders, and it takes about 5 months to get new lambs. And that is when sheep produce milk. When did this tend to occur among people raising sheep in agricultural societies on the British Isles? Sometime around the beginning of February. So we have ewe's milk being an important marker on the calendar because it not only marks when there will be new sheep for the farm, but also because this is one of the early indicators of spring. Why so much fuss about the first glimmers of spring? Because it meant that we were going to survive another winter. In climates with long, cold winters, the first markers of hope were the first shoots of new growth of plants and the coming of lambs. The milk that accompanied the lambs was not only welcome to the baby sheep, of course, it was a vital source of food for the humans who raised them, too. Long before new crops could be harvested, there was a fresh source of milk and then cheese for people. The Imbolc holiday also marked the ability to be outside more, for the animals to return to pasture and people to be less restricted to home. In fact, in many cultures, the animals would live for part of the winter with their humans to keep them warm and alive. So it was an extra important moment when they could finally leave the house. Travel that had been too dangerous in the cold, long nights would also be opening up again. Along with Imbolc, Candlemas, and Groundhog Day, we have one more holiday to add to our story. Tu B'Shvat, or the New Year of the Trees, is a Jewish holiday that falls in January or February. During the Seder for this holiday, you eat fruit and nuts, and it has become a time to reflect on our connection with the earth and to plant new trees. In fact, this is the time of year that it is optimal to plant some fruit trees and others before they wake up from their dormancy. When we held a blood drive at Bucksmont a couple of weeks ago, I was talking with Beverly in the church office about this service's themes. We'd be talking about Imbolc, the beginning of spring, the end of winter, the importance of sheep to our ancestors, and our theme of the month would be generosity. I said, I think the piece that ties it together is the relationship between humanity and the natural world, and just how generous that natural world is with us when we take care of it well. We talked about how that week in late January, it was also Tu B'Shvat, and that there might be similar themes to this holiday, too. As I was walking back to my office, a person waiting to give blood started talking with me, not a member of our community, and said she knew a story from Judaism that connected trees to generosity. That of the old man who planted trees, not for himself, but because there were trees for him to enjoy in life that he did not plant. It is a story found in the Talmud and retold in a number of other places, including our reading this morning from Gary Kowalski, in which the old man replies, "But when I was born, there were trees here for me to enjoy that I did not plant. Now it is my turn to do something for future generations." At this point, we're going to have a moment of interaction for folks. That's why I borrowed Martha's bells, because last time I tried to ring a bell in here, it was not loud enough. I think the bells will make it. So we're going to have a prompt from me. I am going to ask you this question. What are you planting for the next season? That could be literal. What are you planting in your gardens? Or it can be more metaphorical. What are you laying the groundwork for in the next season? Find one person to talk to, unless we run out of, if we have an odd number of people, you can do 3, but try find one person to talk to and share one thing you are planting for the next season. Then I'm gonna ring the bells, the jingle bells, and that'll be your signal to switch and let the other person talk. And then I'll ring them again to bring us back. So I'll ring them to start. One person will answer the question, what are you planting for the next season? I'll ring them, you'll switch, and I'll ring them, and then eventually we'll get back to the sermon. So, find someone to speak with about what you are planting for the next season. Tracking my time. What are you planting?
Concentrating on losing weight sounds like vanity, but I really put on 15 pounds when I did my final. Yeah, so that would be, how about you?
I'm looking forward to a summer of study for my doctoral program. One class left, and then I have to research and write. So hopefully this summer, rather than being here, kind of a little bit of travel will be a lot of being able to dive deeper into the study, which I can't find time for my program here.
Can you decide what your final thesis is?
Yeah, practices of connection for non-theist. So spiritual practice for atheists.
Obviously,
Yeah. Why we're going there.
if they have to switch.
Yeah, right, that's right. I'll switch if they haven't already. If you haven't switched yet, please switch people. Switch people.
This is the one problem. You give you a chance to talk, shutting them up as audience. And I'm
Come on back. I know you can hear the bells. Come on back. I know you heard those bells. It is interesting to me and makes sense that we have so many holidays in this in-between time of late winter and the earliest moments of spring. A time when many find themselves in precarious situations after the long winter, whether that be in terms of access to fresh food, the ability to afford the oil or electricity to heat homes, or whether it is about our mental health, having been through the overcast skies and short days of the past months. Each year, we need markers that spring will come. We need reminders that the light will return, physically, mentally, and spiritually. The crocus blossoms, baby lambs, or daylight when we arrive home from work. All of these mark another turning of the wheel from winter to spring. As this service does, we celebrate what winter has to teach us, and we anticipate what is almost here in spring. Imbolc is a holiday of hope, one that reminds us of the gifts of winter's end and helps us reflect on what we need to plant for the season to come. The earth is almost done with its season of rest and new growth. New life is unfolding. As we think about what lessons this time between seasons and its holidays hold for us, I go back to gratitude and hope. Gratitude for the many gifts of nature. Gratitude for the community we journey through hard seasons with. Gratitude for the turning of one season to the next. We have hope that the growing season is almost here. We have hope that new life is unfolding even as we speak. We have hope because those who came before us planted, and we have hope enough that we can plant for the next generation to come. Whether you mark this time of year with fruit, planting new trees, consulting groundhogs, looking for the first spring flowers, welcoming new lambs, or lighting candles in the window, know that there is a reason you look for signs that the wheel of the year turns, and why you look for hope in all kinds of places. May your winter end peacefully. May your springtime arrive soon, and may you plant what needs planting for yourself, but also for those you may never know. So may it be.
Even deep in winter, the sun will rise, sun will rise, sun will rise. Even deep in winter, the sun will rise, even on the darkest days. Even deep in winter, the birds will sing, birds will sing. Birds will sing, even deep in winter, the birds will sing, even on the darkest days. Even deep in winter, the world will turn, world will turn, world will turn. Even deep in winter, the world will turn, even on the darkest days. Even deep in winter, the sun will rise, birds will sing, world will turn. Even deep in winter, the sun will rise, even on the darkest days, even on the darkest days.
Let us now enter into a time of awareness within ourselves and connection beyond boundaries. Connection to one another, to that interdependent web of life of which we are each but one small thread. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. With gratitude, I share these words from Teresa Cooley. In this time of anticipated spring, let us allow ourselves to extend the anticipation, to value the time of budding before blooming, of seeding before sprouting. This is a time of revelation, the revealing of that which is eternal, which we see every year, but still need to be reminded to see it in a new way. There is also the revelation of that which is new. Every spring we encounter something never before seen. It is that very newness which embodies hope and potential for the wholeness which is yet to be. Let us allow spring to unfold slowly, that we may appreciate the true mystery of rebirth and renewal. Today, in this present moment, we pause to anticipate this time. We honor the gifts we have been given. We contemplate what the next season might bring. And what we might give back. As we hear the chorus of new life. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. May our minds create a vision of the world radical enough to be called holy. May our actions contain the promise of hope and the commitment to justice. May our hearts remember that love is a power that resists all forms of fear. By our thoughts, by our actions, by our hearts, and by our very breath, may it be so. As part of our caring outreach to one another, we set aside a few moments to note both the sorrows and the joys in our lives. In these moments of peace and reflection, we turn our attention to one another. We hold each and all in our compassionate thoughts and the prayers of our hearts. This morning, we are lighting candles to mark the important moments in our lives. Each candle adds to the collective light of this community, a place that also holds the memories of those who have gone before and anticipates those who have yet to arrive. To share the joy or sorrow you would like held by our caring community, text the number that is now on screen. Please include your name along with your sharing. It is the same number no matter how you join us today, and you can add it to your contacts for future weeks. I will read them aloud, and Lori will light a candle on your behalf. What is shared today will go out in our weekly caring notes for those who cannot be with us this morning. Please remember to include your name with what you share. With words spoken and candles lit, we honor our joys and our sorrows, those shared this morning and the many, many more that exist beyond words. Through our time together, our relationships are deepened and our community made whole.
I invite you to rise and bow your spirit and join in singing hymn number 346 in the gray hymnal, or words on your screen, Come Sing a Song with Me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish our chalice, but not the light of new possibilities, waiting to burst forth anew.
Go lift it up, love bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your
As our community departs from this service, may we go together now and return again.